we want to just go ahead and move on to our next album. Yeah, so Khalid came out with an EP, not an album, an EP, titled Suncity, and he was planning on dedicating this album to where he's from, Texas. And
San Antonio?
You know what?
El Paso.
El Paso. There we go. Yeah, he said it in like a couple of songs, but
yeah.
Now Khalid is one of the biggest artists right now. He's young. He's still happy.
He's dumb.
And he's broke. Hey. Very nice.
No, he's
I like
probably
that.
rich as hell.
But yeah, so Khalid, how do you feel about Khalid?
You know, you actually put me onto him, unknowingly, I think, because you started posted about him or something on your story or tweeted about him or something. I was like, who's this Khalid kid? And I heard like Location or something on the radio.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this guy's pretty cool. And he was super young, like actually, like maybe a couple years older than us.
For real.
And you know, kind of straight out of high school kid. And at first I was like, this guy's really good. He's definitely got his vibe, summery, light, somewhat tropical, somewhat hip hop, somewhat R&B. Just kind of, he has his vibe and he also mixes it with his voice, which is a little more indie sounding, like, you know, that indie girl, like, ever exaggerated. It's not that bad, but it's like
I know what you mean.
In that realm, you know.
Yes.
And he makes really good just pop and catchy songs. But people started getting into Khalid more, and people were saying there's been the term industry plant thrown around.
Yes.
He's been getting a lot of flack for that, which I can kind of see, because, like, where did this dude come from? You know, where you compare him to maybe someone like SZA, who's, you can see her
development.
Her work,
yeah,
her work, her grind is well documented. You know, she's worked with several artists, and then you can see how she got to this point.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just, he dropped what was his big EP called?
His big EP or album?
Oh, album, sorry.
American Teen.
Like American Teen, right?
American Teen, yes sir.
That he just dropped it, and then he went huge.
Yes.
Where I'm like, where did this dude come from? I mean, he's good, but there's a little bit of you know, weirdness going on.
Yeah, no. So that's funny that I actually put you on to Khalid. That's hilarious. But
yeah,
you know what? Khalid is one of those artists. Khalid and Bryson Tiller are the two artists that I big up all the time, because I hate to be this guy, but I am that guy that I say that I found, like, while they're early, you know, in their careers.
Oh no, yeah, you've been a Khalid fan for a long time.
Yeah, no, but trust me, like, junior year, senior year, blasting, Location, Reasons, a lot of tracks from the SoundCloud that I still play. Yeah, but the thing is, when American Teen came out, I liked it, okay? But then he just started going on everything. Like, he just started, you know, he has 4 to 5 songs on the radio right now. And in my opinion, you just oversaturated the market. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, now I'm sick of wanting to hear you. Like, you know.
I mean, he had that one track with Black.
Seasons.
Yeah, I really like that track.
Yeah, no. And if I'm being honest, I like Love Lies, and I like this EP that we're about to talk about. However, I feel like, you know, Kendrick Lamar. I hate to go right to the best of the best, but it is what it is. Kendrick Lamar. What does he do after an album? You know, he goes on his tour, and boom, he's like gone off the grid. You know,
right? Focused. Yeah.
Exactly. You know. Khalid, like, there's a reason why the term oversaturating the market is a phrase in the industry. Like, you know, when you have so many songs and we hear you all the time, then all of a sudden we're just, when you come out with something that's really, like, substantial, it's just kind of, you know, we kind of just put it in the back of our heads just because we hear you so much. So here, yeah, we've done a lot of talking about Khalid. let's talk about Suncity, the EP. Our
Latest EP.
Yep, our first standout track will be Vertigo. Now, Vertigo is, I think Khalid has kind of mastered that like sad boy track.
Sad boy.
Yeah, the sad boy track. But this one is in about the third quarter, fourth, towards the end of the song, that little segment where he starts to get into his like, he starts harmonizing and really just kind of giving a melody. I think that was really nice. That little beat drop that happens, I think reminds me of why I like Khalid so much.
Yeah.
What did you think of Vertigo?
No, I think like Khalid is not a bad artist.
No.
He's
Let's
a
get
really-
that straight right now. He is a damn good artist. He's a pretty good artist. Yeah.
He's unique in his flair and his vocal range. But I think, this EP I think was good, and Vertigo is definitely a standout track in terms of, because I'm not gonna make this mistake again. Is it fairly early on the track list?
I think it is.
Yeah, it's like it's the first actual song to be on this EP, and
Yes.
we've been it's kind of, I was about to say we've been waiting for a new Khalid project, but really we've been getting new Khalid projects consistently
Seems like
throughout
every
the months.
week.
Yeah, which I don't know, like, take it as you will. The guy is talented and he's working. But no, in terms of this song, I think it was a really good introduction to the style and the vibe of this EP, which I think was supposed to aim towards nostalgia and the Texas El Paso vibe, which I don't really understand completely, but I think we got a really good glimpse at through the Suncity project, because I'm not from Texas, not from El Paso, but I think it's cool when you make a project about your roots. But no, I thought Vertigo was a really good track. Like you said, like that beat drop or whatever was really cool, and then he kind of just started harmonizes and gets really ethereal towards the latter half. But no, I thought it was a really good track. Great track to start out this EP. Yeah, that's my thought on it.
Yeah. And then we go into the next track, Saturday Night. Now, if I'm honest with you, we have our third standout, which was like clear. It's a clear standout. But being honest with you, Saturday Night, we kind of had a little bit of struggle trying to find another, and we just settled on Saturday Night. So Saturday Night, it's a cool.
It's like a driving song.
Yeah. That's. Yeah, he's definitely mastered that sad boy driving, especially you in LA,
Yeah.
And it has some cool acoustic stuff. I could definitely see it being on American Teen.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is what it is. Again, like, I don't have much to say about it except that it's a pretty decent track. You?
Yeah, no, I think it's just kind of a lot of these tracks kind of can fall under the category of you just kind of bop your head to it, It's just kind of like a good vibe. Like, he's mastered his vibe, which I think is, I don't know, as an artist, you want to just sound good in the background or something, or if you want to stand out. But with this EP, a lot of it sounds like good vibe music rather than standout tracks where you're really appreciating.
Yeah.
So Saturday Night is kind of the epitome of that in this track list.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It is.
Which, nothing wrong. Anyone can vibe. But, in terms of interest and innovation and being an artist, you'd want a little more out of it.
Yeah, no, in my opinion, like, vibe songs, there's two categories. There's one where it's like you just kind of bop your head to it, whatever. And then you have the other category, which is where your friend asks you, hey, yo, what song is this? You know what I mean?
Right.
And to me, like, funny enough, I was playing our last interview, JWile, our first edition of the Artist Highlight
Go
segment.
listen to that interview.
Great dude, great interview. I was really happy.
Great episode.
I was really happy with that. But I was playing Jay Weil and in the middle of like an R&B set, and Honest got one of those, those hey, what song is this, and
there you go.
yeah, no, and there you go. I mean, it goes to show you that a vibe song doesn't just have to be, whatever. It can be stand out, but with this track, it's kind of just more of the same, run off the mill kind of thing.
Which is crazy when you think about it. When you think about Jay Weil, someone who's up and coming, less than 100,000 listeners a month, just reached 1 million streams, and compare him to someone like Khalid, who's like winning awards, American Music Awards, like nominated for all these things. He's mainstream. But people vibe more to someone like Jay Weil than to Khaled's new project.
Yeah,
what is it? I don't know what that says.
I think it all just comes down to hunger and being at the top as opposed to still being on the rise. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Jay Weil, we talked to him about, does he ever feel pressure to put out new stuff? And he says that he's gonna take as much time as he wants.
Exactly.
As much time as he needs. And for me, I feel like Khalid, he's just like a factory at this point. He's just like pumping out new tracks, like, every week, which is,
yeah,
they're good they're okay tracks. Like, they're on the radio, they're doing what they need to do. But in terms of quality, substance, content,
yeah,
you don't really, and you can just kind of feel when a song doesn't have the heart.
Right.
Like for me, Location, the reason why I latched onto it so much is because I felt what he was saying, and I felt that he was feeling what he was saying. If you can like draw a diagram of how I phrase that.
But I think that also kind of leads into the speculation of industry plan.
Yes, I agree.
Where if you didn't think he was, you kind of think he is now. He's just pumping out tracks, pumping out features, pumping out music, pumping out an EP. It's just, I feel like he's somebody's marketing tool right now.
Yeah,
which
agree.
Is not what you should be as an artist. You should be an artist. You should be you, doing what you want. And I think somebody offered him a great deal, and he said, "Hey, we're gonna get you famous on your first EP or album, but we have to tell you who to make songs with, how much to release." And Khalid, as a kid who's 20 years old, straight out of high school, is like, "Yeah, let's do it. This is a huge company." First album went viral, blew up. All of a sudden, he's getting awards, and people like the Kardashians are featuring on their Snapchats and stuff like that. Like, and it's just a shame that it's gotten to a point where it's now quantity over quality.
Yeah.
But it's like you can hear his passion, but it's just not put in 100% and not in the right ways. I think if he took a solid 6 to 9 months to craft a really good album or another EP, he could come out with something really innovative and really different, and have the same effect that American Teen did.
I think you need to take a year off, first of all, to live life, like, and then to create an album, because it starts to get a little old when you keep talking about miscommunication, text message, all that subject matter. We've been there, done that millions of times, just on your own album. So he
needs to mature a little bit.
Yeah, I would love to hear him kind of grow up a little bit more in terms of his content. So here, hold on. Before we kind of get into the project as a whole, because I know we have a little topic to talk about. But let's talk about Suncity. And as you can see, it's a little different. It has it's a different vibe for Khalid, but it's not something we haven't heard before, if we're being honest. Now, what was your reaction when he just started speaking Spanish like he was Bad Bunny real quick.
Yo, he sounds really good, and his accent isn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
At first I was like, yo, what the fuck's this dude saying? Like I thought I just like didn't understand him, but no, he sounds really good, and it was a great addition because I know, especially in Texas, how many people speak Spanish there.
The Hispanic culture, yeah.
Right, and especially in El Paso, how heavy that is in the culture, and I think it's pretty cool that he sang in Spanish.
And like paid homage to it. Homage.
Yeah, it's, you can, I mean, look at like Justin Bieber, like Despacito, like not the best, but but he knew what he was doing. I think it was done tastefully, and it was cool. Definitely one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah, no, I would be lying if I said that I didn't, the hips didn't start gyrating to the beat real quick. Like that was a really good track in my opinion. I think it's weird because this is kind of what I want to see out of Khalid, but I don't know, man. This is just so different from what he's done, like specifically to him, that it kind of just, it makes me anxious for what he has next. Like for me, this was just like a little bookmark. This is like the halfway point. But what I'm waiting for is whatever he will do next, because to me that will determine whether or not it's kind of like the sink or swim moment.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree.
Before we rate it, I want to talk to you about a little thing that I'll also talk about in the next album that I'm going to talk about is talking in the middle of albums.
Yes.
So Suncity consists of 7 tracks, and 3 out of the 7 are like voicemails, I guess you would say, from I wasn't really paying attention to who that was.
Probably
so
sound like friends and family or something.
Yeah, friends and family. How do you feel about talking in an album? Like at the end of songs, beginning of songs, middle of songs. Are there any differentiations between when it's in the beginning, middle, or end?
So the only album that does this perfectly is,
I think I know what you're about to say.
Mad City by Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Is that what you thought I was going to do?
I was going to say To Pimp a Butterfly.
That too. I think Kendrick in general, like, incorporates the talking and the skits really, really well to build the story. I just think Mad City had the most, like, iconic voicemails because
with Poetic Justice,
right, and
that whole scene,
that reoccurring joke about like his mom calling him and asking like, did he pick up his Domino's order yet?
Yeah, love it.
His dad going crazy because he didn't get his Domino's yet. Like, it adds to the music. But I think the only time you can have skits or talking or even interludes is when you have a full-length project of 14 to 15 songs. Having interludes and talking in an EP defeats the entire purpose of the EP. The EP is 7 polished, tight end songs that only need it's a short experience that lives on its own. You can craft the world and everything through the songs, but I think stopping the music and having an entire interlude that's just like humming and a voicemail is just kind of counterintuitive to the EP. Where it's like, you only had 7 songs, and 2 of them, or how many of them, you decided to not make that music and make it someone talking. Like, I know you're paying homage and stuff like that, but I think it was just kind of not necessary, and it's weird to see a filler track in an EP, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I have even more radical opinions on this. I tweeted about it. Follow me on Twitter, Cheslito.
Hey.
But get the little plug in there. But I think that like those are trash. I think besides Kendrick, I think that talking at the end of the songs are like I'm big into playlists, me personally. I like albums, but I like to have a mood I'm in a mood every now and then. I want to listen to a specific type of music. So, like let's take Tory Lanez, his debut album, or let's take SZA Control. That's a big example.
The worst.
Yeah, I'm trying to vibe with my friends. I'm not trying to hear about how your grandma said to not look stupid.
Yo, actually, like, it annoys me.
But the thing is, you know what? The thing I admire about Tory Lanez's album is that he put the skits as a separate track. Now, to a artist, that sounds like a cheap way to get streams.
Yeah.
But to me, it kind of helps me, the listener, because I can trust that I'm not gonna get a skit or a monologue at the end of the song.
Yeah.
And that was the idea that I brought up. Was why not just put them on a separate track? But that's on Suncity, like you were saying. I definitely agree. Like, if you're gonna give us a 7-track EP,
there shouldn't be any fillers.
Yeah, fill it with give us just the content,
Right.
And I think this kind of indirectly reaches out to him being an industry plant, because now he's just trying to get streams however way he can.
Yeah.
And that just kind of sucks, in my opinion. But I don't know. Do you want to just go ahead and start rating this bad boy? I'm gonna give it, for me personally, I'm just gonna give it a 6.5.
6.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a strong 6.
Okay, Anthony Fantano, strong.
I mean, it's better than just 6, It wasn't,
yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't that good.
Yeah, it wasn't outstanding.
Yeah.
And couple that with people hyping him up to be better than Frank Ocean, it's like, all right,
no,
chill.
Y'all see that tweet?
Chill, Twitter. Like, y'all really just saying anything on this app.
Yeah. What the fuck?
But
I was like,
no,
that ain't it. But
no,
like, disrespect to Khalid or Khalid. It's just he needs to
still a big
be his
fan.
own person.
Yeah, I'm still a fan, but I would like to see him just be his own person, be an artist, take a year off. I don't care.
Right.
I have a gallery of your music to listen to if I want to.
Right.
Just go ahead and take a year off. Relax.